Kevin Taylor, for the past couple of days, has been on the neck of DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil. He has dug deep into the past of DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil and into the dark side of DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil. He brought out some revelations as to whether those revelations are true or false. That is what we are here to discuss. DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil, in his defense, has brought out the judgment document from every single allegation that Kevin Taylor has made against him. First of all, Kevin Taylor stated that DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil around 2006-2007 went and then stole 5 AK-47 rifles. However, in a report that was published, it said DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil stole 3 AK-47 rifles. Is it true or is it false? Yes, it's true. The leader of the Black Maria, DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil, in 2007 was arrested by the Ghana police on accusation of armed robbery because they accused him of stealing 3 AK-47 rifles from the police armory. Born and bred in the northern region of Ghana, this particular man, Bawa Abdul Jalil, always had a dream of becoming a military personnel. He wanted to become a soldier. To him, he wanted to serve Mother Ghana by being in the military. However, upon several attempts, it was unsuccessful. He tried so many times to get himself enlisted into the Ghana army, but it was unsuccessful. So, he decided to take a chance in the Ghana police service. It was successful. In 2006, this particular man, Bawa Abdul Jalil, was given an appointment to join the Ghana Police Service at the rank of General Constable with service number PC41082. Bawa Abdul Jalil, General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil, was posted to the guard duty unit at the police headquarters. Subsequently, he was assigned to the ministerial guard duties and other government duties. So, as his duty required, he was supposed to be issued a weapon and some rounds of ammunition, which he would book and then return anytime he was on duty and when he finished duty. So that was the routine. When he was going on duty, he would go to the armory of the Ghana Police Service. Over there, he would sign his name attached to the service number, pick a weapon, write the name of the weapon, pick some rounds of ammunition, and then write the number of rounds of ammunition he had taken. And when he returns the weapons and rounds of ammunition, he will sign again to show that he had returned them and nothing was wrong with whatever he took from the armory. So that was it. As a junior police officer, according to reports, Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil was very bold and outspoken. He did not give in to bullying and he did not give in to anything that amounted to him being cheated. So many people in the police service, especially senior police officers, saw it that this particular guy was very too knowing and arrogant. You see, Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil and several other junior police officers who were assigned to guide the ministerial bungalows were doing their duties, and at the end of every single week they were supposed to be given some allowances. Now these allowances was where the issue or the predicament of Bawa Abdul Jalil started. According to the narration of Black Rasta, who had a direct interview with DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil, he says that at the time they were supposed to be given 60 cedis. Today, it is 60 cedis, but remember this particular incident occurred in 2006. So in 2006, 60 Ghana cedis was like 6,000 Ghana cedis. So they were supposed to be given between 6,000 Ghana cedis or 6,500 Ghana cedis. However, the people in charge of giving them the allowances were slicing some amounts and then giving them little and taking more. DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil, at the time, who was a General Constable police officer, saw this and did not agree to it. He saw it as corruption, he saw it as cheating, he saw it as unfair. Also, the police officers, the senior police officers who were in charge of distributing or disbursing this particular allowances to the junior police officers who were doing the guard duties at the ministerial bungalows, always found a way of slicing or taking totally the allowances of police officers. For example, DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil narrated that at the time, if you missed something called guard duty, your allowance would be taken away from you. He saw it as unjust, so he went straight to the IGP at the time, whose name was IGP Echampong, and reported the case to IGP Echampong. IGP Echampong also took up the case and then interrogated the police officers in charge. This particular thing got some of the senior police officers very angry. From the narration of DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil during the interview, he says that after he reported the incident to the IGP, he was now made a target by the senior police officers. Most of them saw him as arrogant and most of them saw him as disrespectful or too knowing. So he was a target. But no matter what they did or said, this particular man, young General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil, he was just poised on building his personality on credibility and also building his personality on hard work. So he didn't mind. However, if you are a target of senior police officers, then you are in a big trouble. Only God can save you. DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil, in his narration, says that one day a senior police officer called him, and when he appeared before the senior police officer, he was asked to stand aside for them to take a picture of him. A picture, something like a mugshot. You see those pictures that are always posted on the Ghana Police Service official page of people they have arrested, something like that. But Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil asked the senior police officer, why do you need to take a picture of me? Why are you taking a picture of me? Then he was told that an investigation is being made on him. He was like, what investigation? Then he was told that some number of rifles have been missing, have been robbed from the police armory, and he is a suspect, so they are investigating him for that. So he stood there for them to take a picture of him. So after Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil had agreed for them to take a picture of him, he was just there when on Friday 11th May 2007, he saw in the Ghanaian Times newspaper his face on the front page with some caption that is defamatory and that is very appalling. The caption seemed to indicate that an armed robber had joined the Ghana Police Service. And General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil was the armed robber the newspaper was referring to. But you may ask yourself, as somebody who wanted to be credible, who was hardworking, how did he get to become a suspect in the robbery of 3 AK-47 rifles from the police armory? You see, I told you that when General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil was freshly appointed as a police officer, he was posted to the guard units of the police headquarters, and subsequently he was assigned to guard the ministerial bungalows. So as part of his duties, he was supposed to use a weapon and some rounds of ammunition. So all the time when he is to go on duty, he goes to sign to take a weapon and then also take some rounds of ammunition. Later after duty, he returns them and then sign. Yes. So one particular period, General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil, together with 3 other constables, went together at the same time to the police armory in order to sign to pick a weapon and some rounds of ammunition in order to perform their guard duties. These other 3 constables include General Constable A. Richard, General Constable K. Boateng, and General Constable P.K. Godwin. Now, when this particular man at the time, General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil, went together with these 3 other people to the armory to pick their weapons and rounds of ammunition, they were identified as police officers. They went through every single procedure. They were able to sign for the weapons and rounds of ammunition and then went away. Later, DSP at the time, Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil, returned his rifles and rounds of ammunition. However, the 3 other people that followed him on that particular day to pick the weapons and rounds of ammunition never till this day returned the rounds of ammunition, neither did they return the weapons. Despite the fact that in the record books of the police armory, this particular guy, General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil, had retained his weapon, also retained the rounds of ammunition that he had booked earlier on. In April 2007, General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil was arrested, interrogated, and detained at various times for reasons that he has been involved in the robbery of 3 AK-47 rifles from the police armory. Eventually, he was interdicted. His salary was slashed into half and being paid to him. But subsequently, the salary stopped coming. He was totally taken out as a police officer. At this point, you may be wondering, were there really some missing AK-47 rifles from the police armory? The answer is yes, some 3 AK-47 rifles were really missing according to the Ghana Police Service. And who stole them? Remember I told you that on one particular day when General Constable DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil was going to take his rifle and ammunition in order to go serve his duty, 3 other police officers by name P.K. Godwin, A. Richard, and then K. Boateng followed him They went together and then they took their weapons and ammunition. Those 3 people never returned their rifles. Neither did they return the rounds of ammunition. So the police officer in charge of the armory said to the entire police service that those 3 people were introduced to him by General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil. So it made it look as if those 3 people were not really police officers. It was General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil that gave them uniform and made them look as if they were police officers in order for him to get them to have the guns to run away with them. At the Greater Accra Regional Tribunal, General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil was charged with conspiracy to steal weapons and ammunition. The prosecution went on for some period of time until the case was withdrawn on the advice of the Attorney General. After the case was withdrawn from the Greater Accra Regional Tribunal, General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil was made to face service inquiry. At the service inquiry, General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil was acquitted and discharged, meaning he had no hand in that particular missing AK-47 rifles. Because after all, come to think of it, General Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil was not in charge of the armory, and the person in charge of the armory was supposed to make sure that each individual that come to pick a weapon or rounds of ammunition should be vetted to make sure that that particular individual is really a police officer. Immediately he was acquitted and discharged. He wanted to petition for him to be reinstated as a police officer again. However, one of the judges during his case advised him that he should, give it some time. He could go back to school and obtain some certificate. It will help him very much in the service. He took the advice. He went back to school, and after 4 years, he was able to obtain a degree. Immediately after he completed school, he petitioned the Ghana Police Service and the government of Ghana to reinstate him back as a police officer. He sent at least 6 petitions and it was ignored. Finally, he had no other option than to sue the state, the Republic of Ghana, and also sue the Ghana Police Service. He went to the Atodazi chambers where he found a lawyer. He sued the Republic of Ghana, sued the Ghana Police Service. Finally, the judgment was that Constable Bawa Abdul Jalil should be reinstated as a police officer.
In fact, I stood on my grounds. I remained focused with my lawyers, and eventually, after the 5 to 6 years legal battle, I was victorious at the end. So the High Court in Tema gave an order that I should be reinstated, that my arrest was unlawful, that totally I was maliciously prosecuted, and then my image was defamed. And for that matter, the court ordered a cost to the Republic. At the same time, they instructed them to pay me all my salaries and arrears with interest. So eventually, I was called back to the police service, and then I've been working, and I've gone through all the ranks to where I am today. I thank God. One would say that maybe some of these difficulties was only just laying a good foundation for me, which today I am where I am. And as we speak, not just because I went through this, I think that it has also built me and gave me some kind of confidence that I can stand in for anything at all, in as far as I believe that I am on a just cause. So looking at my career trajectory, it has been so rough up to wherever I am. So I'm surprised that 20 years down the line, any group of people or individuals with any interest will go and record this thing, and then even peddling falsehood, not even telling the Ghanaian people the true story of what I've gone through. Anybody who see my judgment and go through it will get to know that it was a frame up, or it was a setup on me, which eventually I was able to sail through, because God has always been at my back. So I think basically that is what happened, and then the issue is at stake now. And then I believe for a number of days that falsehoods have been going on, even though